Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today's video is going to be all about drugstore makeup and how it's just as good as high-end makeup sometimes. And we're going to be doing an all drugstore makeup tutorial today. This pretty little green eye and this pretty nude lip. So if you guys want to see how I created this look, then just go ahead and keep watching. Okay, so I know my hair looks wild, but I just put it back because I curled it and I don't want it to get all messed up because you can't get that 45 minutes back. So I just have it pinned back so that my curls don't get messed up, that product doesn't get all in my hair. So I've already done my moisturizer, and since it's all drugstore, I just use my normal moisturizer anyway because it is from the drugstore and it's the e.l.f. Daily Hydration Moisturizer, my favorite moisturizer of all time. We are going to start on the eyes, but I want to go in with primer before I do that so that it has a little bit of time to set into my skin. So I'm going to be using the NYX Angel Veil Primer. Again, I use this last time in a first impressions video and it seems to be solidified this time, so that's a good sign. I'm going to stick this on my porous areas and my T-zone. It's very, very slippery. I still don't know how I feel about it quite yet. Feels pretty oily. So I asked you guys on a poll on my Instagram if you guys wanted something on the eyes more like a one eyeshadow type look, or if you guys wanted a full palette look. So I'm going to go ahead and look at what you guys voted on. So let me do that really quickly. Are you for real? Can you see that? It's 50-50. What am I supposed to do? Should I wait and just do my face first? Okay, we're gonna wait a little bit more on that vote to see if it changes within the next few minutes. While we're waiting on that, I'm gonna go ahead and do my face. I never do my face first, but we're gonna do my face first today because we're waiting. So I'm gonna be going in with a combo of foundations, and these are two of my favorite foundations from the drugstore. So I'm gonna be going in with the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation in the shade 460 and my Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Foundation in the shade 102. This is too light for me. This is much too dark for me, so I'm going to mix them. Probably going to mix way too much and waste some because I can't ever just mix correctly. So it looks like a pretty good match. I blended a little too much of the L'Oreal Fresh Wear. This is a little dark, but you know, I never mind. What do you know? I blended too much foundation. Are you surprised? Okay, we've got foundation on. We're going to go in with concealers, and I'm going to be using and mixing the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealers in the shades Fair Warm and Light Beige. One's too light, one's too dark. I feel like that's just the story of my life. Okay. Concealer is on. We're going to be going in with powder now, and for powder I'm going to be using the number 7 Translucent Perfect Light Loose Powder, and I'm going to be going in with this on my under eyes and all over my face. I'm not going to be baking underneath my eyes or anything today. I'm just going to be going in with a little brush. This is my favorite brush for my under eyes. This is the e.l.f. Real Techniques setting brush. Okay, now that we've got the powder on, my face is set and ready to go for bronzer. So for bronzer today, I'm going to be using my Catrice Sun Lover Glow Bronzing Powder. Okay, now that I've got the bronzer on, let's go check the polls. Let's see what it says. Hopefully we have a clear winner. The people have spoken. Palette wins. But what I am going to do is I'm going to use a palette, but I'm going to do something a little bit more on the natural side, since it seems like some people wanted one eyeshadow to be more simple and easy to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a palette, but we're going to do something a little bit more simple. Okay, so because this is an all drugstore look, I do not have a drugstore primer, but I'm just going to use the lighter shade of the e.l.f. concealer on my lids for a primer. Just a couple dots because we know this is pigmented. We know she's a pigmented girl. So I'm just gonna run this over my lid. This will actually probably set itself, so I might not even set it down because it's already pretty much a powder. Okay, so I'm first taking this shade from the e.l.f. New Classics eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to be blending this into my crease. Okay, I'm going to go in with the shade right next to it called Darling, and I'm going to be putting that in the crease as well, just a little bit lower and a little bit more concentrated. Okay, and without any additional product, I'm just going to go back in with that first brush and kind of clean up the edges, make sure everything's looking good and seamless. Okay, and then I'm going to be going in with some NYX glitter glue, and it's called the glitter primer actually, and I'm just going to place this on my lids just in this first area, just very lightly, just to give the metallic shadow something to kind of stick to. I don't want it to be too intense though, because I don't want it to be like a super sharp like cut crease type look. I want it to be a little bit more seamless. Oh, that primer is so sticky. So the shade looks really, really scary, but it's not as scary as it looks, and we're actually going to go over it with another shade. So I'm first going to go in with the shade Gilded right here, which is like a pretty metallic lime green. I'm just going to take this on my finger and lightly press this onto my lid where that base is. And then I'm going to go in with a little brush and go back in with a mix of the two transition shades. Just kind of buff out the edge. Make sure there's no harsh edges. And then we're going to be going over that Gilded shade with the shade Platinum right here, which is like a more subdued, almost like a baby green, which is not like really a color, but it's like, I don't know, it's like a cooler green. I'm just going to be pressing that right on top. It's more of an olivey, but it's like a lighter olive, if that makes sense. Just to dye it down a little bit, but I like that first shade being done because it gives it that little bit of a greeny hue. Okay, that's looking good. I'm just gonna clean up the edges like I said with that same two transition shades, just to make sure we're looking smooth and cleaned up. And then lastly, I think I want to run the shades Muse and Earth right here, these two. And I'm just lightly going to put this up against my lash line just to give my eyes a little bit of definition. Okay, so now that we've got the upper lid done, we're just going to go really quickly into the lower lash line. I'm just going to take a mixture of Truffle and Darling right here, these two, and run those along my lower lash line. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on my mascara. I'm going to be using the Essence Lash Princess Mascara, and then I'm going to be going in with the Ardell Wispy Lashes, and we'll be right back to finish up the face. Then we're going to be going in with blush. I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Berry Mary blush, one of my absolute favorites. I love this blush so much. Need my blush brush, my one and only Lexi 522. Just going to place this on my cheeks. It has the slightest bit of a sheen to it, and it's so beautiful. So pretty. Then we're going to be going in with the CoverGirl True Blend Super Stunner palette, and I think I'm going to be using the shade in the middle, which is that the shade on? Does it have a shade? No, it doesn't. I'm just going to be using this middle one right here. Oh, I didn't even mention I sprayed my face after my bronzer. I don't think I could do makeup without setting spray. You just see it so often, I just didn't even think about putting it on here. So we're gonna go back into the e.l.f. palette and use this shade right here, which is Blanc. I'm gonna run my brush in it and put this on my inner corners. Yeah, that's a little bit better, but it's not that pigmented. That works. That works. For lining my lips, I'm going to be using the Jordana Easy Liner in Rock and Rose. I used this in a few videos ago. And I'm just going to line my lips with this. And And then for lipstick, I'm just going to be using the Wet n Wild lipstick in Never Nude. That is it for this makeup tutorial. I hope you guys liked it. I know you guys love when I do all drugstore makeup tutorials, and I love them too because drugstore makeup is so close to my heart, just because I believe that you really can find good products at the drugstore for a much lower price and ones that work just as well as high-end products. So if you guys like this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up before you leave. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Once you have subscribed, please make sure to turn on the notification bell so you're notified every single time I upload. Please let me know if you guys want me to do any other kind of videos down below in the comments. And yeah guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye.